I'm Sacker. I've known BJ for almost what we're going on 19 years or so. Met in college.
Ooh.
Yeah, long time ago. So yeah, and then I met Tyler through BJ. So through fantasy football, and all that stuff. So yeah, so happy to be a part of this. This is pretty exciting. So
And me and Sacker both went to CU, so we have that in common as
that's
far as
right.
sports goes. If we, end up hating each other because of professional football, we can always fall back on CU.
That's very true, and that's a lot. A lot of times that's had to happen, especially the last couple of years, to say the least. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling all right, you know.
Man,
Yeah.
I didn't like
Fan
y'all
bases might not be
automatically because of the Chiefs, and now
Right.
you guys are both Colorado.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I went to CSU, so there's a problem.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
no.
Damn, man.
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry.
oh no, was right.
I'm sorry.
Man. I dealt with a luffing. No, guys, right on. Thanks for having me. I've known Bob since we worked together at Otterbox, I believe. Quite the place to work. Fun stuff. So I don't know how long it's been, but long enough. And we started just jawing back and forth at work about whose team was better. And obviously, we probably all know who got the best of that. No, just kidding.
It was
Yeah.
it was during the Manning days, so that wasn't always the best either. So.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you. Thank you for
Comes
bringing
around
that
though,
up.
right?
Yeah, hey, it did. It came around. It came around ugly too, man. It was bad. It was a rough couple of years for me having your boys on top. But congrats again on that, and hopefully we'll be back up there someday. And then I know Sacker, obviously.
I mean, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. And I know Sacker through Bob, obviously through BJ, and good guy. He's a Broncos fan, so automatically I was good with him. And yeah, just love talking shop, talking sports with you guys. So look forward to this.
Yeah. Word. So as far as sports goes, we can kind of start wherever you guys want. I had either college, like basketball. We could talk Nuggets, the state of the franchise, what things going on right now, as far as like for example the Broncos. Like
I like the way you think.
What they're doing.
Let's start there. Let's start with the NFL. I mean, a lot's happened this week, so I mean,
I agree with you.
let's start there.
Jump in head
So
first.
the Broncos, are they hot garbage? Or
Let's start with this bullshit guy.
I mean, what kind of question is? What is this? Amateur hour? Jeez.
Jesus
let me
Christ.
rephrase. Let me rephrase.
Jesus Christ.
How do you think the Broncos are doing this offseason? How they finished the end of the year into this offseason, going into this next season? How do you guys feel where they're going?
Go ahead, Sacker. Start her off, bud.
I think they're on the right track. Especially late in within the last couple of days. I mean, re-signing Justin Simmons was huge in my opinion. He's one of the better, whether you agree or not, he's one of the better safeties in the league. So, gotta solidify that at the very least. So yeah, I think that's huge. I think some of the other stuff they've done. I know a lot of talk has been with Philip Lindsay getting let go, which, depending on who you talk to, will get a different opinion, in my opinion. But yeah, I think just in general, I think things are looking up for the Broncos. Now, that's just on the defensive side. I said nothing about the offensive side, where we still have a young talent, but there's a huge question mark at quarterback. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I've expressed how I feel about Drew Lock. I don't think he's the guy, personally. I mean, if the Broncos want to try to have another year and give him a shot, so be it. But I'm not putting my expectations all that high on Israel.
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't that high on him in college, to be honest. So,
Sure.
And he hasn't really proven the questions I had coming out of college. The offense he was in, mostly shotgun with Missouri. The decision making, that was a huge question mark coming into his NFL career. He still makes a lot of questionable decisions, which honestly, with quarterbacks, you either have it or you don't. And he's shown so far within, I know it's been, a year and a half, maybe a year and 4 games, but he just has not proven that he can make those right decisions. So that's my quick sort of recess on the Broncos for the most part. So
yeah, you definitely got something there.
Tyler, what do you think?
Right. I'll touch on that Drew Lock thing in a second. I think I agree with you for the most part on your Drew Lock. What you had to say about him. One thing though, I do want to bring up for the Broncos' sake is I do like some of the moves we're making on defense. All year last year, every time I saw a game, every time I saw Shelby Harris play, after each deflected pass, after each, whatever, even blocked field goals, things like that, I'm like, we need to pay this guy. We need to keep this guy. Shelby Harris is a talent,
I know,
and
right?
I love the fact that we kept Shelby Harris and we signed him and got him his money. That's a nice pickup. I love that we kept him. I'm big on the Fuller signing. The Fuller signing was huge. We just got one of the best corners in the league with Fuller. And the fact that him and Fangio already, have worked together, he's going to jump right in and there's not going to be that transition period. He's going to jump in and still be on the top of his game, in my opinion. Huge. Like Sacker said with Simmons, Justin Simmons, he's in PFF rankings, he's ranked I think top 15 players in the whole NFL. He's up there. I don't know what it is. I might be a little bit off on that, but he's up in that range. The dude is a stud. He deserves his money. He never misses a game. He's a stud. So I do like that. I like our other corner we picked up, Darby. I think he's got some skill. The jury's still out on that one, but I think it's a nice pickup. I think Fangio can, I like what we're doing on defense. It looks to me what we're doing is we're building a defense with re-signing Vaughn too. We're building a defense to try to compete that way rather than, if we can't get this Drew Lock situation fixed right now, we're going to have a defense that's going to keep us in games, and then we're going to have to rely on some of our young talent on offense to win the games. So I think we're kind of going that defensive mindset, the Super Bowl 50. Our defense is going to win us some games. I think that's where we're going with this. And honestly, I'm with you on Drew Lock. The jury's still out on him, but he's not impressed me enough to where I'm sold on it. I obviously would have been wanting Watson the entire time, but unfortunately his choice of masseuses is a little bit of a letdown. I'll just say allegedly.
There you go. That's the word, allegedly. Yeah.
And things of that nature. Yeah, allegedly. That kind of let me down a little, but a lot actually. But jury's still out on Lock. But I think you guys can agree if it wasn't for the fact that we haven't had a good quarterback since Manning, we would be giving Lock some more time. You know what I mean? I think we're pushing it on Lock. We need to get this fixed. He needs to be better right now because of the fact that we haven't had a good quarterback in so long. That's my opinion. I think he would still be considered okay, that was his rookie year last year, basically, because he didn't really play so much that one before. So, I don't know. I think we're pushing the pace on him just because we have not had a quarterback in so long. So, that's my thoughts on that. But we got offensive weapons for a quarterback to get the ball to. If we do, we can be explosive. Now it's just all about getting the ball to those guys.
Yeah.
Let's hear what the Chiefs fan has to say.
I'm a little sick and tired of the quarterback carousel graphics that they bring up every single week, and I think that's a little embarrassing to say the least. So, and we're only talking 5 or 6 years since Manning retired.
Yep.
and we've had easily
Yeah, you guys-
7 or 8 different quarterbacks. It's like, come on, this is.
That's what I mean. It's been that's a long 5 years. It's been a
Yeah.
long 5 years. In my opinion, it feels
For
like
sure.
a decade, man.
It does. So,
What's your
Do you guys
Chiefs
wanna know
fan
what I think
perspective,
about
Bob?
the Broncos? Yeah. So you know how Locke likes to do the stupid Buzz Lightyear or whatever bullshit. I think they just need to throw him away like an old toy. Like he just needs to get.
Oh my God, man!
I think he's terrible. I think he's cocky when he shouldn't be. Like he acts like he's legit when he's still learning to play the game. Like he hasn't put in the work enough, I don't think, to become a good quarterback in this league. And if he doesn't change something about what he's doing, he's not gonna excel. Like I feel like he'll probably have a few good games here or there, but the interceptions are always going to be around the same as the touchdowns or more, I think. And I mean, you guys do have a lot of weapons. You got a lot of good young talent and all of that. And your O-line's playing better, which is nice. But yeah, man, if he can't be consistent, like I mean, how are you going to compete with the Chargers, much less like the Chiefs? I mean, I know
Calm
the
down,
Chargers
man.
aren't that good, but you know they.
I tell you what, I'd take Justin Herbert over Drew Lock in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
I mean,
Bar none, hands down.
I'm leaning more towards what you're saying, Bob. Is like I'm like just about done with Drew Lock. I just don't think he has it, and maybe it's a little being impatient on my part, but I just don't see it. I really don't.
What, Bob? Can you refresh our memory? You said that hanging with the Chargers. Can you let us know what Drew Lock did to the Chargers this year? Maybe you don't recall, but Drew Lock actually beat the Chargers. Do you remember that? I think he beat them
they
twice.
won a game. That was one of the games you guys won. That's
One
right.
of the games.
No, that's good.
But what I'm saying is you're putting the Chargers on a pedestal up here, and we beat them with Drew Lock. So
Well,
if
it's
Drew
a new
Lock is so
season,
crappy
right?
as you're saying, I mean, we beat him.
We'll see.
You know.
I mean, I think the Chargers' future is much brighter than the Broncos' future.
I disagree.
I think unless you guys get somebody that's
It's
better
the
than
quarterback
Drew Lock, I don't
position.
think-
It's simply the quarterback position,
there's-
and then unless we get that, I just
Because-
I
Well,
Yeah.
Well, listen, you're talking to a guy who had Tyler Palco play quarterback.
Matt Castle, man.
Had
Matt Castle, my guy.
Matt Castle for 4 years. Matt Castle.
Well, but you were on the castle. You were on the castle
terrible,
bandwagon,
terrible.
bro. You were building sandcastles. You were Sandcastle's biggest
We
fan.
were yes. We
Um,
were so bad. We brought Kyle Orton from Denver.
Oh.
And then he started right away.
Ooh.
And he barely beat Tim Tebow in a 7-3 game to end the season. Terrible. Awful.
Listen.
So I've seen a lot of bad quarterbacks for the Chiefs. And now, after dealing with all of that, and then having, just the greatest quarterback of all time.
Stop!
You
You
guys
won
have-
one
you
Super
guys
Bowl.
have-
Stop! Jesus.
Wait, when did you?
I'm so God.
Yeah, when did you guys get Tom Brady? When did you get Tom Brady? I didn't know Tom Brady went to the Chiefs. When did that happen? You said the greatest of all time, didn't you? Didn't you say the greatest?
He's
of all
at the
time?
greatest quarterback of all
It's hard
time
to say that, but let's just
today. March 20th.
Yeah, I didn't know that you
he
had Tom
is,
Brady. I
On
didn't know
March
you
21st, 2021, you said that Patrick
I love-
Mahomes is the best quarterback ever. That's what I heard.
He's the best quarterback.
Maybe Bob didn't.
No,
have
he
to
didn't.
get to the Super Bowl this
Clearly.
year. I don't know. Maybe he was watching
Clearly.
something else. He was obviously watching
Clearly.
something else. The
You know
best
that-
quarterback in this is what he said. Put up 8 points.
Nine
points.
Didn't score a touchdown.
What did he
Didn't
put
score a
up, 9
touchdown.
points? 9 points, my dude. Jeez, bro. That's the greatest.
I
man.
love to hear Bronco fans just drool over Tom Brady. It's great.
I just
No,
stated
you're
it's just
talking facts,
exactly.
man. I don't like that fact.
It's just stating facts. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
I
like
don't-
that fact.
No, it's good. No, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you guys. 100%.
No, it's not
But
drooling.
I also
I'd be
think-
spitting on Tom Brady, bro.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, nobody likes to admit it.
You're confusing. You're confused. Yeah, you're confusing how the saliva impacts. It's not drooling. It's spitting.
Nobody. Trust me. Nobody.
Fair enough.
I mean, you gotta admit he's the best quarterback ever, but I'm not excited to say that. I mean, it's just a given fact. So.
No.
Well,
hell no.
The thing with Tom Brady, and I agree with you guys. Let's just be clear. Like he has the most Super Bowl wins. You know, he's done it in multiple different teams, different decades. Like obviously, right? Like it's a given.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, some of those Super Bowls he got a little lucky. Like he really shouldn't have beat Seattle that time. Like the defense helped him out a couple of Super Bowls, but still, like the track record alone, he is definitely right now the GOAT, obviously.
Thank you.
But I am just excited as a Chiefs fan. I am excited for our
and
quarterback.
You know what? You should be excited. I'm just saying. We're just saying. Don't start talking right now that he's the greatest of all time. That's all we're saying.
I mean, he does swing dick like he owns the place. But he does swing dick like he owns the place.
Okay.
Oh, bud, swing dick like he owns. Yeah, you're damn right, bud. He doesn't just swing dick. He drags the dick all over the field, but everywhere. He drags it all over everybody, dude. Like he just it's like a dick swinging a thon when that fool's in there. Yeah, he's amazing, bro. He's amazing. Right. Except when he faces.
But you like watching him, right?
Hey, he's amazing. Except when he faces. Except when he faces Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Then the real GOAT comes out and just clops it.
That was rough. That was I was not happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to transition to the Chiefs, we can talk about the Chiefs.
Okay, let me put this on. Let me try to find it. Go ahead, Bob. I'll try to find the mute button so I don't have to. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, hold on. Let me grab something.
I know
jam.
exactly.
Obviously.
Let me grab a pencil to jam right in my ear.
Go ahead.
Yes, do that. No, I'm content. Obviously, like I can't. I mean, it would have been nice to be competitive in the Super Bowl. Like that would have been nice. But the fact that we lost the way we did was rough. Like it was. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. Like obviously, as a Chiefs fan, never in my life have I seen my team win until last year, and then for them to go back again, and then to lose the way they did, it's just weird. It's just a different kind of experience that I just didn't know what to do with. Because it's like, well, they're amazing, but they got beat in the Super Bowl kind of badly. And their O-line looks horrible. And so when all that happened, I was just like, well, can they get back again? Like, it definitely raises some doubt going forward unless they're able to shore up that O-line. And, if they're able to do that, then I definitely think they're, they'll get back, obviously, but whether it be like 3 times in a row, that's asking a lot for any team. But I mean, they're going to be in it. They're definitely going to be in the mix. They're going to be, they're. I don't think they'll be a wild card. I think they'll still win the West. I think it's going to be a lot harder though. I think we're not going to you guys will probably beat I think every one of the division teams could and will beat us, but I think we'll just have the better record in division overall. And that's just kind of what's going to happen. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, you got good points. Obviously, your team's always going to be in it, and here's the reason: you have arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I can't say the best, but he's definitely top 3, top 2. Even I would put him right behind Brady, in my opinion. Even with that pathetic display in the Super Bowl. But you guys also have the best tight end in the game. You have the best tight end in the game. You have one of the best wide receivers, if not the best wide receiver. You have 3 of the best players at their position. That automatically will make you a contender, dude. I mean, what else do you want? That's ridiculous. If I wasn't so disgusted, I would freaking draft every single one of those players. If I wasn't so disgusted, I would do that. But my orange and blue blood won't let me do that. It won't let me do it. I would rather lose in fantasy than have 3 Chiefs on my team. But I will tell you that, your boys. Your your boys are good, man. There ain't no lying about it. There ain't no lying about it.
Thank
but
you.
you know, but what we're doing though is putting together a defense that could cause some problems for you guys. Because if you notice in that Super Bowl, Tampa Bay's defense caused some big problems for you guys, and they kind of created a blueprint to be able to give you Chiefs the problem that nobody's known how to do that. Like nobody's known how to punch the Chiefs in the mouth the way that Tampa kind of showed it, man. And I think Fangio's looking at that. He's licking his chops, and we're putting together a team that I think is going to try to punch you guys in the face when we play you. That's my opinion. I think this defense is going to be legit. If Vaughn comes back healthy, and we actually see a Vaughn Chubb combination, like them both coming off both sides, and then we have that defensive backs that we have, which is looking like kind of resemblance of the no-fly zone, which I won't put there because the no-fly zone, in my opinion, was one of the best ever. But we're stacked in the backfield, man. I'm liking our chance a lot more against you guys than we have in the past. So we'll see how that goes. But I agree with you. Your team's legit, buddy. They're probably gonna be right back. I don't think the Super Bowl, in my opinion, because my heart won't let me say that. But they're gonna be up there for sure.
Let me just say one thing real quick. Just shore up the offensive line. You shore up the offensive line, guys will win the AFC West, in my opinion. But God, you guys got to shore up that offensive line, or it will be a struggle because this is a copycat league, and every team will try to build a defense, a front four, to go after Patrick Mahomes. So unless they shore up that offensive line, he may not make it through the season.
That's true, man.
We're working on it. Like we got better. We did get the best guard. Basically, we got him from the Patriots. He's rated as like one of the best guards in the league. So for whatever that's worth. Obviously, we need more help at tackle more than guard. But I mean, if you can get with one of the best guards in the league, that's a plus. But yeah, I guess
you also need Tyreek to quit being so stingy.
Right.
Tyreek Hill needs to give up some money, bud. What kind of crap is that, bud? You don't give up no money.
So I got a question for you. Because you're gushing over Travis Kelce.
Here we go.
Gushing, bud.
Who would you rather have? Travis Kelce.
That's a different era.
Oh,
come on. That's
bro.
a different era.
Come on.
There wouldn't be a Travis Kelce if it weren't for Shannon Sharp. So in the discussion,
Linda.
in the discussion,
Listen, Linda. Listen, bro, dude. It doesn't even compute, bro. I'm not taking anything away from Kelce, but we're talking Shannon Sharp, the 24-inch pythons, bud. Freaking.
It's a different era. I can't.
The man.
It's a different era,
and
Shannon's in terms of passing, catching, tight ends. Shannon's the standard, so that's what it is. So.
Yep. I take Shannon, in my opinion. IMO, Shannon, all day long. Bob, I'm sure you're going to go with your boy, but what can you do?
And even Tony Gonzalez, Obviously.
Oh, my God, Tony.
Until, again, Shannon's just, he's the pass-catching standard in terms of tight end. So that says a lot to me, anyway. So, but...
Yeah, you can't put Tony.
It's hard to argue, right?
Yeah, but you can't put Tony in Shannon's league, in my opinion, bro. I mean, the guy.
You said Tony Gonzalez,
he was great.
Or you mean Kelce?
I know you put Tony. Well, you picked Tony too. You put Tony in the mix. You put Tony in the mix too,
oh, yeah,
and
Tony's the best ever. For sure.
What? Over Shannon Sharp? Are you crazy? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Shannon Sharp is the Tom Brady of tight ends, bro. He went to two different teams and got Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Not to mention back-to-back with the Broncos. And, dude,
This is
The dude is amazing,
I know, right?
but he still
Absolutely.
looks like he could go
He's
out
a
there
Hall
and
of
play.
Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
No, he's great. No arguing against that. Like, obviously, all of these players are amazing. Like, I'm not arguing that. Like, I'm not saying Shannon Sharp is a dumpster fire. Like, second tier. Like,
Oh, thanks for that compliment, Bob.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not.
I
saying-
know,
Bob,
right?
You're really giving him a lot of praise now.
He's like, I'm not saying
But
He's like, I'm not saying he's wet garbage, but he's
I gotta
dry
give him some
garbage. Yeah, okay.
Well, no, he likes Patrick Mahomes a lot.
I know.
So I gotta give him.
I know exactly.
Yeah, he also likes LeBron a lot, so he can't always be right. Give me a break. The dude is like LeBron's jockstrap, dude. Give me a break. But I hate how much he loves LeBron.
Yeah, I know you want to.
Yeah,
Drives
I
me
do,
nuts.
I
I
don't
do,
like,
I do.
it does. It really does. Yeah, it really does.
I feel the
But
same way.
Drives me nuts. But fast
All right.
and fast and speedy recovery to LeBron. I hope his ankle sprain it goes by.
he'll be fine.
It's not the
He'll
same
be
league
fine.
without that dude. In
It's
it.
a high ankle sprain.
Playing against
I know. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think
High
they're
ankle
not probably
sprains
not
are
gonna.
tough, bro.
What, the season ends in early May. I mean, he may not come back until the playoffs, but I still think that's enough time for him to
Yeah.
heal for the most part. So
I agree. I agree, but it might affect his ranking.
I agree.
So
I agree, but it might
Speaking of
affect his
basketball
ranking
stuff,
though.
let's-
The ranking,
Yeah.
like who they go, the seeding, who they go against. You get what I mean? Like that might cause some problems, dude. If they have to play, a team that sizes up well, because without Anthony Davis
I'll-
or without LeBron,
I'll
the
say
Lakers
this
team
right
is,
now.
is
Yeah.
hot garbage as
Yeah.
freaking Bob.
I'll say
was saying
this.
over there. It's
If
pathetic,
Anthony
man.
Davis
Without
doesn't
one of
come
those
back,
two, it's pathetic.
they're not going back to the finals. They're not even. They won't. I'm not even talking about winning the finals. They're not going back to the finals if
No,
Anthony Davis doesn't come back.
No,
I haven't heard when. I haven't heard. I haven't heard
Is he supposed to
anything.
come back?
Anything.
let me look that up.
with that, and that's.
Let me look that up.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. But go ahead, Bob. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, just jump into basketball.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, just jump into basketball since we were already.
I agree. We don't have. We
More,
surely
you know,
don't have
we can
to.
talk about. I don't like talking about the Lakers, to be honest with you. But because that is one thing that we can talk about. That we all like the Nuggets.
Well.
You
Just
know,
for anybody that's
we
listening
like
to
what
it, they
they're doing,
lost
like, how
earlier
you
this
feel
day,
about what the
today.
Nuggets are
So,
doing, where they're at.
which they lost to New Orleans, which seems like that always seems to be a team they struggle against. But I just don't know what to think of this team. I really don't. Like one day they're, I mean, against who they play earlier this week? Was it Charlotte? I think. I mean, yeah, they were incredible, and then they struggled to beat Chicago.
Yeah.
And then they lose today. So it's just I don't know, and I don't know what to expect about I don't know what to get from this Nuggets team
Right.
from a night to night basis. I mean, which is funny because that's kind of how I felt about the Nuggets last year, and they go all the way to the conference final. So honestly, who knows what to think about the Nuggets right now? It's frustrating because I thought they would take that step forward to kind of show more consistency, but maybe it has to deal with, I don't know, maybe it has to deal with the schedule shifting because of COVID, but it's just, to see the inconsistency again from this team is a little frustrating. So.
I agree.
Yeah,
Factor on that, and just to pick up.
I agree with you, Sacker, on that. And just to pick up, the latest on Anthony Davis is like in 2 weeks he's going to get reevaluated. So apparently he's
That's a
still
lot.
quite
I
a
know.
bit from getting back in. But so oh well, boo-hoo. But as far as the Nugs go, man, as far as the Nugs go, dude, I am so disgusted at their inconsistency, man. I hate how inconsistent they are. And in my opinion, the reason being is because it has a lot to do with coaching, man. Malone I do not like his substitutions. Like, his substitutions at certain point are just ridiculous. I mean, he barely started putting MPJ in as a freaking starter. And what now that he has MPJ in as a starter, MPJ's had like 5 20-plus point games in a row these last 5 games. Like, I understand he gives up, or I mean that he's a liability on defense sometimes. But Jokic is a liability on defense, and he's the best freaking center in the damn league. You know what I mean? Because you're a liability on defense doesn't mean you start Will Barton. You want to talk about garbage, bro? Will Barton, I hate Will Barton, bro. I wish I could sign a petition. I wish I could get Will Barton like the furthest out of this freaking state, bro. I wouldn't even kick him off the team. I would kick him out of our state, dude. The guy is a bum, bro. I swear I hate Will Barton. And you know what I mean? Like, I know he could give a crap less about my opinion. But the fact is the dude is garbage, man. We should have traded him a long time ago. I don't even know why they even call him Will the Thrill. Will makes me ill watching that fool play. It's disgusting. I hate him. I hate Will Barton. Not personally, Will, but you're not a good player, in my opinion. You don't deserve a raise. You deserve a retraction. They need to take money back. You owe me money, Will Barton, for having to watch you.
Tell me how you really feel about Will Barton.
Let me leave him alone now. But dude, also, what's up with Jamal Murray, bro? I'm sorry, man. My guy needs to be gone. But off of that, Jamal Murray is not Bubble Murray, bud. We need you to be Bubble Murray. Like, him in the bubble, getting 50 points, 40 points, like, he's been doing better lately. But we need you to be consistent, bro. You need to be one of the top guards in the league always. You need to be like Dame time. You can't just have Jokic being out there being the only consistent player. You can't do it. We need consistency from Jamal Murray, who we paid so much money for. Jamal Murray needs to be consistent, Jokic, and then freaking get the hell off the court at all points.
Go ahead.
And then, dude, we might be all right. We might be all right.
No, I just don't know why.
My question is, why? Go ahead. Well, no, I just don't know why the Nuggets and their organization can't get more or better free agent players. Like, that's my biggest gripe with them. Like, I don't know why it's such a hard thing for them to lure good players, because they're there. Like, they're there, especially with Jokic playing the way he is, and, you know, Murray's hit or miss, but, you know, he's still a solid, really good player. They got a good nucleus there. They just need one big, you know, fish, and if they could get that,
I don't think that's ever going to happen. To be honest,
a few years now. And
I mean,
like,
though the bigger, I mean, you're talking Anthony Davis. Obviously, I mean,
somebody like that.
Those type of free agents, I don't think they want to play in Denver, and I have personal opinions on why that is, but that's neither here or there. I think, Tyler, you made an interesting point about just the coaching, and one of the things about the Nuggets, you know, it's funny. I was looking for a quote Will Barton said like a couple months ago, and
Will Barton?
He said something stupid, and it's just I'd have to find it before we wrap here. But I think part of the problem with the Nuggets right now is that just with the substitutions, I don't think they really know what roles some of these play. I think they have a lot of depth, but I think that might be a problem in terms of roles. I think they're still trying to figure out what role each player needs to play, and I think it seems like they're trying to figure out the lineup, to say the least. And I think at times it does affect it's a part of the inconsistency from this team. So, to kind of Bob's point, like, I think not even a free agent, one of the biggest things I think this team has needed for like the past 3 or 4 years, especially with Jokic and his passing ability, they need a guy that could hit shots. And for the Nuggets to still not be able to do that, it doesn't have to be a huge free agent, but just a guy that can consistently hit shots. I was even thinking like a JJ, even though I hate his guts, but a JJ Redick back like a couple of years when he was a free agent. Like that type of guy is something that the Nuggets would need. I know Bradley Beal is something.
Picked him up this year.
Yeah. I know Bradley Beal with the Wizards. That's something that's a player that I know
Yeah,
Nuggets
we could have
Twitter
picked him up
is
this year.
clamoring for, and that it would be perfect, just because of his ability to hit shots. But I mean, those are some names that just off the top of my head. But to your point, I mean, they don't even need a huge free agent. They just need
Yep.
a guy that could just take advantage of Jokic. Yeah, exactly. And you're right on, and Tyler, you're right on about Jamal Murray. He's probably been, and I hate to say the word
Consistency.
disappointment, but man, I thought after what he did in the bubble last year, he would just take it up a level, and we're still seeing that inconsistency, and that's disappointing to say the least.
Jamal Murray, like, so when back to football, Drew Lock, his first few games, he was.
So here's a question for you guys. Jamal.
He was
Murray,
okay.
Like, so when
He was okay. He wasn't.
Drew
They won,
his
which I
first
think was a
games,
huge
he
part.
was
But
great, right?
go
Like,
ahead.
He played really well, right, when he first played.
He
And
played
then,
all right.
Jamal Murray.
And Jamal Murray,
So, well, the po- the point is that Drew Lock's been pretty inconsistent since then, and Jamal Murray. I don't know if there's a correlation there, but like, he had moments where he looks really, really good, like elite, and then it just doesn't seem to be putting it together. Like, it just seems like the more years that we.
But the difference, well,
like
the
more
difference is,
improvement.
I think Jamal Murray has
From
so
Jamal
much
Murray
talent.
or-
I mean, just watching
Well,
him,
you
even
know-
when he
you
was
know
at
what I
Kentucky,
noticed?
he was
That's
so
a bummer
good.
because I'm a big fan.
And up to this point, I mean, I would have expected him to make that leap to be a lot more consistent, and it's a little disappointing just not seeing that. I mean, you shouldn't have I mean, a guy with that much talent should not be having games where he has single digits in points. That can't happen. So.
yeah, you know what I noticed with Jamal is it's just depending what Jamal is gonna be out there,
Right.
man. Like when he
Yeah,
actually attacks the
you know,
Mhm.
you know what I noticed with Jamal is it just depending what Jamal is gonna be out there, man. Like when he actually attacks the basket, man. When he attacks the basket and goes in there, he does some spectacular stuff, and I think he's very much of a what's that called when you need to see a couple baskets go in before he starts getting hot. Like that's him, man. He needs to have something that gets him going because when he gets frustrated or misses like 5 or 6, dude, the dude like totally clams up. He starts passing it. I mean, what they have to do is, and what they've got and what they've been successful with is the 2-man game. They have to have Jamal Murray and Jokic in their 2-man game. That's the best in the NBA. If they're not doing that, then we're not going to be anywhere near where we got last year, let alone going further. They have to have a consistent 2-man game with those two.
It always
And if
goes back to
Jamal
Will Barton.
is off, then that throws off our whole offense, and that's when you got Malone subbing in freaking Will Barton or freaking other people. That's just the first guy that came to mind. Yeah, that's just the first guy that came to mind. But Jamal needs to get in that 2-man game, and he needs to be like he was last year in the bubble. When you hear those interviews he did when he was so emotional when he had those shoes and which was amazing. That was like some of the most amazing stuff was hearing how emotional he was and doing like wearing those shoes in support of BLM and everything like that. It was amazing to me. I thought it was great. And he needs to realize that he is not second fiddle to Jokic. We need him just as much. We paid you so much money, dude. You got to go out every single freaking night and score, and you can't be clamming up. You can't wait. It's not going to come to you. You got to attack. He needs to attack,
You mean
man.
MPJ?
And that's not what he's been doing lately.
MPJ, I like MPJ.
What about our young guy? What do you guys think about what he's been doing?
I've been saying he needs to
Who?
be starting the whole year, bro.
Bobo?
But Malone has some
Yep.
weird.
MPJ? I like MPJ. Dude, I'm a huge MPJ fan. I've been saying he needs to be starting the whole year, bro. But Malone has some weird. Malone does not. he does not develop young players that well. I'm telling you, man. I've been saying that for a while. Like with young players, he just doesn't seem like he just makes them sit on the bench until like they force themselves in. Like they have to prove to him somehow. Maybe it's about defense. I don't know. We should be mixing in Bull more, but he never does that either. Like Malone, the way he like develops young players, in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of. I think MPJ is awesome, and we need him to be consistent, and we need him in there to be starting. And so that when the playoffs come around, that dude's ready to go, bud. He's not going to shy away from the lights when the playoffs come around. We need him ready. That dude is legit. MPJ is going to be a superstar, in my opinion. We're going to have three. We're going to have Jamal, we're going to have Jokic, and we're going to have MPJ. But we got to give him that time. Malone can't keep setting him down on the bench and like chastising him when he misses one play, like on defense. That's what he does, man. He yanks him out. He's like, screw this, get out of here, MPJ. I'm putting in Will Barton. You know, whatever, man.
I'm not at that point yet.
Should we get rid of Malone then? Is that what you're saying?
After this year, I would think about it
Yeah.
after this year if he doesn't get us where we need to be.
7 freaking playoffs.
We got rid of George Karl, and George Karl.
Can't get us over that hump after
Well,
this year.
we got rid of George Karl, and George Karl took us to like
Progress, but
7 freaking playoffs in a row. You know what I mean? If Malone can't get us over that hump after this year, and
I'm not there yet. I see the point though, and especially with MPJ.
I think it's
I
time to
think
look
the
at
thing is also
somebody
that
else, man.
he went through 2 back surgeries
arguably the top-
that took him 2 years to get over. So I think they've been too cautious with him, but they too cautious and slow with bringing him on. But I think that has a lot to do with it. I think the fact that Jeremy Grant is now with Detroit, I think kind of put him in the whole starting role, even though they really haven't. They're finally getting him more into that starting role, more or less. And then he's had games, which I expect from MPJ. He's had games where especially early in the year, when he had a couple bad games where one game he didn't score any points. But that was actually after he was out a long time for COVID, so that might have a lot to do with it. But then again, lately he's been great as he gets more acclimated into the lineup. So yeah, I do like MPJ a lot. So.
Do you think they have a chance this year?
Like I said at the beginning, I just don't know. I don't know. I would hope so, but
Do you think
again,
they have a chance this year?
we have games where they're
Make noise and-
gangbusters, and then they have games like today where they just couldn't get a gun. So I think we'll just have to wait and see when playoffs are around, how they are. So.
Well, cool, guys. I think we're
personally,
going to move on.
I think
Or do you have one more thing? But
Yeah.
just to answer that, I think we got a chance, dude. I don't think anybody's gonna want to match up against us.
Personally,
Well, cool,
I
guys.
think.
I think we're gonna
I
move
agree with
on.
that.
Or do you have one more thing? Go ahead.
Nah, just to answer that, I think we got a chance, dude. I think I don't think anybody's gonna want to match up against us because of the way that we played last year. Like we're that team that can go down like 3-1 and then come back and win the series. You know what I mean? So I still think we have that same ability to do that, but we gotta get more consistent, and hopefully we'll see it the second part of the season. We'll see that coming into play, and we'll go heated in the
Do we have
playoffs.
to?
I think we'll be all right.
Oh gosh, where do I
I think
start?
the next thing we're gonna jump into now is the Rockies. Yeah, we got to. We don't have to. But yeah, they've well, I'll start just because I don't know as much about what's been going on, because ever since Arenado, that kind of just put everybody off, and since then it's just, for me, it's been more like 5 years down the line I'll pay attention more. Like if I see a Rockies game on here or there, I'll watch it, if it's on, but I'm not going to actively try to support that team, because I think they're the worst. I think they are the worst run franchise, in Colorado. I think they're just bad. And in professional baseball, they're probably near the bottom. Like they just don't do things the right way, and they just don't have the players. They just don't have it where they need it, and that's the leaders who have the money. Like they're just not making the right decisions, and until they do, you're gonna see the same stuff over and over and over and over and over. And don't expect, because every time this happens every year. When they first start out, they're great. They've won like so many in a row. Oh my God, this team! Look at this team. And then the season, we get to the middle of the season, they're like, who are the Rockies? Like that's just what it is every year, and I'm tired of it. I mean, I'll watch them here and there as a casual fan, but I can't be diehard.
You guys keep going.
I just can't.
You guys keep going. I want to grab some real quick.
The Rockies. Like,
keep going.
I still have, the first cards of all the original Rockies players.
So do I.
Like,
So do I.
I was there. Yeah, right. So, like, you're
Okay.
You're good. But yeah, like, we went to Rockies games before they were at Coors Field, and then we went when they started at Coors Field. Like, we did all of that. And we, you got to see the Rockies in the World Series, but since then, it's just, I mean, even then it was kind of a fluke. I mean, they had to win so many in a row just to get there. And,
Yeah.
Y'all see this?
And we
You
got
see
we got
this?
smoked, absolutely dismantled. I mean, it was disgusting. It was like what Seattle did to us in the Super Bowl to the Broncos. That's how bad it was.
I got that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got that last year before opening day,
I got that
thinking
same
we would
jersey.
have an opening day to go
I have that
to.
same
Obviously,
jersey.
that didn't happen because of
Dude, those are
COVID.
nice. I like that
So
purple.
I bring that. I never got to wear it.
Trust
so.
me, it was a beautiful
Out,
jersey.
so. Yeah. So.
Well, let me just tell you, I don't know, man. I might be the bad luck jersey guy, but I don't know. Every single jersey that I've
Oh
ever
my
had,
God, man.
freaking Rockies.
Well, let me just tell you, I don't know, man. I might be the bad luck jersey guy or whatever, but
Oh, God.
I don't know. Like every single
Oh, man.
jersey that I've ever had for a freaking Rockies player has been traded. They've been traded. You know what I mean? I had a Ubaldo Jimenez jersey when he was killing it, and he got traded. I obviously had Tulowitzki. You know what I mean? I had Tulo, Cargo, freaking. And now Arenado. Oh my God, man! I'm disgusted. Honestly, I'm disgusted. There is Little League baseball teams that are run better than our organization. And I don't even like. God, I love going to Coors Field, man. Looking at the broads and getting a beer and getting a brat or whatever, bro. But I will not pay any bit of money to Monfort's. I spit on Monfort and Jeff Briding, on all of them, dude. Like, and this is hard for me to say, I like Will Barton more than I like Bridich and freaking Bridich and Homeboy and Monfort, bro. Me and Will would be like this compared to those guys. I hate them, man. And I am so
You'd
disgusted.
rather go bowling with Will Barton.
I would, dude. Oh, are you kidding me? I'd rather frolic with Bill or Will Barton, like around the whole state of Colorado, dude. I am so disgusted. I've been a diehard Rockies fan since, as Bob pointed out, I went to the inaugural game. I have that little book with the rookies with freaking David Need and Andres Galarraga and Charlie Hayes and Alex Cole. I have it. Like, I've been so huge into the Rockies, so hyped. And then when we got to the World Series with Helton and everything, and then we got smoked, I've still been a fan afterwards. And this latest move with Arenado, and not only just that, but then he had a press conference afterwards, and he basically said we're a mid-tier team. The owner is saying we're a mid-tier team, and this is what it is, and we're not paying any more money, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, are you kidding me? You're telling your fans that have paid so much money, freaking all this crap, you're basically just slapping us in the face. You know what I'm saying? You're like, catch me outside. How about that? Bam, punk. I'm not paying you anything. Fuck you, Bridich and Monfort. I freaking hope that both of you two fucking. I don't have a clue. I can't say anything mean enough about those two right now. I hate it. So, you know my opinion. I think it's horrible. I think I will wear all my old stuff, but I will never buy any new stuff. And I just can't. I can't wait until Trevor Story gets traded to a team.
No, it's funny. You guys mentioned the Rockies.
Traded to a team that hopefully can win.
Rockies Twitter right now.
That,
they're doing a roast the Rockies
Mumford.
session for the next 2 days. So shout out to Rockies Twitter, by the way. But yeah. So it's you guys' opinions are pretty much how everybody feels right now. Yeah, I had to bring this out because this just sucks. But yeah, like I've always said, fire Bridich into the sun. Like God, I can't stand that guy. And there's so much I could say about the Rockies right now, and it's sad because.
No, dude,
the Rockies were the first professional sports team that I went to their games. I went to the Mile High Stadium. I was going to the games during the Mile High Stadium days. So, I mean, it sucks that, and it's sad because they'll never be as popular as the Broncos, but man, if they would ever get their act together, they could be the second most popular team in this market because the support is there. People Tyler, you said, people like going to Coors Field. At the very least, they like going to Coors Field and watching the game. So it just sucks. It's frustrating. Yeah. In terms of, I'm a baseball guy, to be honest. So I've kind of told people whether you want to go to the games or not, that's totally up to you. I get it. It's hard. It's going to be hard for me to go to a Rockies game. I'll probably end up going to a couple. I'll watch the team casually or even once in a while for the most part, just because I love watching baseball. But man, to expect to put my heart and soul into it like I used to, that's going to be really hard. That just is. So I say that now, but that might change down the line, but it's really disappointing. I know I'm kind of all over the place with the Rockies, but it's a little emotional, more or less, because that's just because for my love of baseball, and I just think that if they would ever get it together, that people would support this team so much, but they clearly don't want to do that, so kind of is what it is. So.
And that's a shame. What are you, Bobby? You a Royals fan or what?
Oh, really? Oh, great. Okay.
There you are.
Okay. All right. Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I same as you guys. We were, how old were we?
When they came in, I was we're 10, 11, 9 years old. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
What are you, Bob? Are you a Royals fan or what?
No, man, diehard Rockies fan for sure. Because again, when we grew up, Sacker, you're cutting out on us.
There you are.
Oh, there you go. I
there
think
you are.
was catching up. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I same as you guys.
Yeah.
We were
And the one thing that
just
Was
yeah, like that.
young, 10, 11.
We were. Yeah, we were in those prime kid age years. When we got a baseball.
I gotta say, fire Bridich.
Yeah,
I just say fire Bridich. Fire him in the
and
sun.
We've been
That's all I
talking
can
about
say
all these
at this
different
point.
teams around Colorado,
It's just
and it
freaking
sucks that we
sad,
can't
to say the
say
least, so.
anything about the Rockies.
It's funny. I have tickets. I have tickets.
Yeah, with the
I have tickets to a
Broncos,
game
you
actually
you
in
have
June. I
hopes
think.
for the future. There's a lot.
I'm still
there.
debating whether I want to
They're
go or
making
not.
better moves and all this.
Because I got them for Black Friday, so they're on sale Black
are
Friday.
hot
So,
garbage,
but we'll see.
I'm so pissed off. I would even whoop Dinger's ass right now. I would punch Dinger right in his face. I would punch Dinger right in his face right now. That's how pissed off I am about and it ain't even his fault. It ain't even his fault. But I feel like punching something to do with the Rockies, and Dinger would be the first thing.